Most women who are being controlled in a relationship never realize it because the man controlling them has convinced them it feels like love. Welcome back. I am glad you are here. Today, I want to talk to you about something that many women quietly feel but struggle to put into words: the unsettling feeling that something in your relationship is not quite right, even though you cannot point to a single dramatic moment and say, "This is where it went wrong." Manipulation in relationships rarely announces itself. It does not arrive at your door with a warning label or a dramatic scene you can immediately identify. Instead, it creeps in slowly, dressed in the language of love, care, and concern. And by the time a woman begins to see the pattern clearly, she has often already spent months, sometimes years, adjusting herself, shrinking herself, and silently working to earn something that should have been given freely from the beginning. Today, we are going to talk about the manipulation tactics that are most commonly used in relationships, why they are so effective, and most importantly, how you can begin to see through them with emotional clarity. Imagine this. You are in a relationship with a man who is attentive and warm when things are going the way he wants. He is affectionate, he listens, he makes you feel seen. But then, sometimes without explanation, the warmth disappears. He becomes distant, quiet, and emotionally unavailable. You find yourself replaying conversations, wondering what you said or did that caused the shift. You begin changing small things about yourself, the way you express your feelings, the topics you raise, how often you reach out to your friends, because you have unconsciously learned that keeping the warmth requires managing his emotional state. This is not love. This is a cycle, and it was designed, consciously or not, to keep you focused on earning his approval rather than on building something genuine together. One of the most powerful manipulation dynamics that appears in relationships is intermittent reinforcement, a pattern where warmth and emotional withdrawal alternate unpredictably. When a woman cannot predict whether she will receive love or coldness, her mind naturally becomes preoccupied with understanding the pattern and finding ways to restore the connection. This creates a powerful emotional bond, not because the relationship is fulfilling, but because the uncertainty keeps the nervous system in a constant state of emotional seeking. Another pattern is what is often called reality questioning, where a man consistently reframes what a woman has experienced or felt. He tells her she is too sensitive, that she misunderstood, that she is imagining things. Over time, this erodes her confidence in her own emotional perceptions. She begins to rely on his interpretation of reality rather than her own, which is exactly the kind of dependency that allows control to deepen quietly. Guilt is also a powerful tool in these dynamics. A man who uses guilt effectively does not need to raise his voice or make obvious demands. He simply expresses his hurt in a way that consistently places the emotional responsibility on the woman, making her feel that his pain is a consequence of her choices, her personality, or her love not being enough. If any of what you have heard today feels familiar, if you find yourself recognizing patterns in your own relationship, the first and most important thing I want you to do is resist the urge to dismiss that recognition. Your emotional intelligence is trying to tell you something. Start by quietly rebuilding your relationship with your own judgment. Keep a mental or written record of moments that feel confusing or emotionally painful. Notice whether there are patterns, whether your confidence has shifted, whether your friendships have quietly contracted, whether you spend more energy managing his emotions than nurturing your own well-being. Then, give yourself permission to speak with someone you trust, a close friend, a family member, or a counselor. Manipulation thrives in isolation. The moment you begin reconnecting with the people who knew you before this relationship, you give yourself access to perspective that manipulation works hard to take away. You do not have to decide anything immediately. You do not have to label the relationship or make dramatic choices overnight. But you do owe yourself honesty and the willingness to take your own feelings seriously. Love should make you feel more like yourself, not less. When a relationship consistently leaves you smaller, quieter, and more uncertain of who you are, that's not love doing that to you. That's control wearing love's name. Take care of yourself. Your clarity is worth protecting, and I'll see you in the next one.